profile. I see documents. Is it sharing? Can everyone see?
Ay, wait, sir. I-apply na lang ako sa Canvas. Kay malibog ko sa Gmail. Okay.
Replace files and destination.
Wait, sir.
Okay,
Jolag.
no problem.
Jam lagi.
New values. Okay, I got it. Sorry. Do. So your values and Wandaris, I have confirmed receipt of your screenshots. So I will add your points now. Okay.
I'm sharing, sir.
Okay, hang on. Do. You can go ahead and describe what's on the screen.
So this is Banilad, city of Mandawi. So Banilad is part of Mandawi. So Mandawi comprises of 27 barangays. So which Banilad is part of them. So as I've noticed, as I make the zoning map of Banilad, I've observed that there's a lot of commercial spaces at the center, which is here where my mouse at is where the main road, which you all know is
Hang
Fortuna.
on, I can't see your mouse. Can you try moving it?
I wait, sir.
Ato ra. Okay, I see it. Okay.
This one, sir.
Sige, zoom in lang gamay si mong map while you're explaining. Okay.
So what I said earlier is what I've noticed is the commercial buildings are located near in the main road, which is AS Fortuna. So and at this line here is what I've experienced is congested with traffic. So that's one major problem here in Banilad, Banilad, since at the both ends has their what do you call this? The intersection. So here is from the right. If you go to the right is Talamban, and from the left goes UC Banilad. So at the next end is where the traffic gets collides, and I've also noticed that there's a few institutions which are public and private schools. Their daycare centers, complexes, centers, a barangay hall, and a chapel for the city of barangay.
Okay. Where's the chapel?
It's around here, sir.
It's
like a.
mouse.
It's,
Yeah, I can see it now.
how about now, sir?
Yeah, you can use
Like,
that brush tool. Na brush tool there.
wait.
Ana.
It's like situated in the school, sir, near the school.
Yeah, an area within the school. I would
Yes.
actually just classify that as the whole school is institutional. So, kana siyang small na rectangle is just the chapel?
The whole school, sir.
Amo na ang whole school.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. Gamay ra gyud guys, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then mostly residential around.
Na-scaled man ni sir. Based kay giigo dyan ako ba. Dire sir
Okay.
kay kat sa murag part sa Santo Niño village. So
Mm.
mostly
Mm.
residential. Yeah. Uh, aside of traffic congestion, I've noticed year after year there is a increased number of vehicles. So that means more traffic and more air pollution, which
In
causes
increased
floodings.
vehicles specifically sa inyong area or kanang vehicles going through
Ice
your area?
vehicles in Mandawi City, sir.
Ah,
Going in
Mandaue
our
City in
area.
general.
Yes, sir.
Ah, okay. Okay, that
And
makes sense.
traffic, most especially during peak hours, Tigoli, sir.
Yeah,
And
kana AS Fortuna, grabe gyud kay na siya di.
yes, sir. And
Okay.
flooding during raids. Okay. Ang ang sewage management is not
As
that
asa dapit ang flooding?
uh murag dire jud sa is Fortuna, sir.
Magbaha pod ang AS Fortuna di? Hmm, kana nag-drive
Kanang
kamo di?
kanang pauli, sir. Ano.
Wala ko ka-experience sa magbaha there. That's something good to know. Okay, thank you, Lance. We'll proceed to the next one. That was informative. I didn't know that. That was something I didn't experience while driving down AS Fortuna, at least during Koan, before pandemic. Next, Jay Galion, are you ready?
Yes, sir. I will present my screen, sir.
Okay, sige.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Also, if you guys have already presented and you're not in this list here, you are free to go. And but if you want, I would appreciate it. I would appreciate it if you stay. Oh, this one looks nice.
So, okay. Can you see my screen now, sir?
Yes.
So, okay. Good afternoon, sir. So, my city is Mafin in southern Leyte. It is a small and developing city that has a healthy atmosphere and free from pollution. So, our main problems are first is the lack of commercial
Jay,
establishment.
medyo imong microphone na
Hello,
kana
sir.
kana much better. Ganina
Okay.
nag-fade out.
So, shall I start over?
Di, okay ra.
Okay.
Continue lang.
So,
Just let me know what's in there. Okay.
So the main problems of our city is first is the lack of commercial establishments. This could be the reason why there's a lot of unemployment here, and also it because of the less job opportunities, people and professionals will go outside of our city. And next is the flooding, specifically in the northern part. In this is a mountainous area. In ay, zoom in sa ko.
Sige.
Sorry. This part, sir, is flooding, has flooding
Dapit sa river.
oh,
Hmm.
because our canal and drainage system is outdated. It only is for a municipality, which our city is not anymore.
Mhm,
And also because of the narrow roads, kusugoy mo baha diri dapita.
mhm.
Then next is our narrow national road, which is only about 6 meters wide. Kani kay mag-traffic ni siya, especially during holidays and other cultural events. Then these factors, sir, the causes of these factors can be traced by analyzing our city profile and its statistics. So from year 2000 to 2015, it has an almost consistent annual growth rate, but by 2015, the growth rate reduces because maybe ang mga tao kay ning travel bitaw or ning puyo outside the city because sa lack of kanang job opportunities here. Even our professionals are not looking forward to live and
Sa
stay
Leyte.
here. Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Then, kuan, in the map, uh, the development of our city goes horizontal, and towards the east, it is the development of commercial kanang spaces, and towards the west is the residential areas. And if this kanang continues to develop like this, like a separation from residential to commercial, then it might create a problem in the future na makakause og traffic kay
Masamot pa.
i-congest ang different categories ba. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, especially 6 meters lang wide sa among road
Mm.
kana sir and kuan
Okay. Sige.
mara yeah, mara.
Very good. On time pa jud. So, I'm expecting if nothing gets like done in your area, Maasin City, that population growth rate will go down even further. Maybe at least positive siya, so that's a good thing. Pero probably because of also COVID as well, na wala na kay opportunity. So mangbalhin ang mga tao, they can't afford to live there anymore. So they'll move out into the more rural areas and not the city center in Leyte. So very good analysis. Thank you for that.
Okay sir, thank you
Next,
also
we
sir.
have Sumayaw.
Hello,
Hannah,
sir. Good afternoon.
good afternoon.
Wait, sir, ha?
No problem. So I'm also noting down the different issues of each of your areas. So flooding and traffic congestion is a very common problem all throughout the Philippines. So interesting to see. So when you're designing, like for your thesis, for example, you might want to focus on flood mitigation, better what they call this vehicle access, but at the same time, you must not sacrifice pedestrian access. But okay, I see your screen.
Okay, sir. So, ano siya sa Barangay Pulang Bato, sir?
Sa Cebu?
Cebu lang, sir.
Yes.
So,
Nakita ko last time na grabe kang increase sa Pulang Bato
yes, sir.
population-wise.
So, kaya siya sa Cebu City pa ni siya na-increase, sir.
Mm.
Ano siya ang sa Pulang Bato. So, ang Pulang Bato kay nag-make og 0.83% sa Cebu demographic.
Mm.
Okay. Na mo ni mga chart, churga.
Yes. Look at the population growth. To those who are in this class right now, look at the population growth. 11% and 6%. The national average is about 2% only. So that's 3 times the national average. So grabe. I don't know why people are moving there, probably because of new subdivisions. Or like Hannah, why do you think?
Kuan sir, dagan di kaayo land na wa pa ma-utilize. So, dagan pud kaayo ang mag-ilog, sir.
Mm.
Labi na sa northern part sa Pulang Bato, which is nindot siya view
Mm-hmm.
from the top.
Yeah, okay. Naman ka sa high elevation, yes.
So, kaya siya, sir. Ang Pulang Bato is mostly made of residential areas.
Mm.
So, kani siya, magsugod ka diri. Ay, Diyos ko, Lord. Magsugod ka diri sa bridge, sir, kani daler dapit.
Mm.
Then, from left to right, kay mga, na siya, mga subdivision, which is, dagan kay mga nindot na balay, sir. So, what I observe sa kaning land diri, sir, kay ang sentro is ang commercial o institutional. Kani siyang blue, sir, dapit. Nana siya school, na clinic. Then there is a red is that there ang barangay hall and the like, sir, like mga cafe.
Ang barangay hall, kuwansa na siya, institution, sabihan na siya.
Institution, hindi, sorry, sir.
Okay.
So,
No problem,
siya
no problem.
ito barangay hall, sir. Dira, diri. Ako lang. So, sir, kani sa taas, daghan po siya residents diri mainly, like, sir, humble life lang gani, sir. Like, farm. And same diri sa ubos. But there is, sir, more on mga dagko na ni nga balay po diri. So, atbang-atbang lang ang mga lifestyle. And
So,
sa sentro ang madaganan.
para nimo asa mas dagan ang mga subdivision or kana mga less formal, humble life na housing?
Sir, ang less formal.
Okay. So,
Kaning mga empty areas is wala pa ni siya na kay, sir. And napo diri kasagaran ang mga quarry.
Na yung mga quarry dia. Okay. Sige, very good. Thank you for that. This is exactly what I was. This was my expectation for everyone. Just like put a brush stroke on your map, but like everyone went even further and like had all these reports, different pages, especially to those who actually traced over using AutoCAD or Revit. So that was very much a welcome surprise. So good job to everyone so far. Let's move on to the next. Let's see here.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Okay. Lizer Herrera.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Wait, sir.
Sige, share lang screen. And then
Can you see my
after ni
screen, sir?
Lizer,
Makita lang akong screen, sir.
yes, sir, makita na. And then cut after ni Lizer, prepare na lang Emmanuel Montablan, Jessa Hore, and Carrie Uvalios. I think that's the only, yeah, Kanalasa.
So,
Sige, so this is
Barangay Lamak, sir.
asa na city?
Okay. Consolacion, Cebu, sir. So
Okay.
as you can see from the map, it is highly residential because Consolacion is still a developing city. Like, there are only few institutional like the SM Consolacion. Like, it's only been built by in July 2002. And the current issues that I have found in our barangays are is like the traffic congestion because of the narrow road. Narrow juga ya, as in gamay kasi, and then because of the highly populated area, like it's more even difficult nga to transition, like more vehicles na, like the same problem with the others nga, there are cars that are parked on the side road because there are no spaces for the roads. But the solution that I can think of it for it is because of the there are high numbers of wala pa kay nahilabtan nga, like where like there's a space or like untapped area or unpaved areas, like we can put a space or implement a space for parking. Okay, it's just a small barangay and it's very kuan lang close to each other. And here in our population, as you can see, we have a considerable growth rate. Like it peaked at 9.42% in 2007, and I think it's because of it's very close to the city. And if you consider living in a city, there's less residential rather here in the Cebu province. Like there's a lot of informal settlers and also untapped lands where you can just build informal houses or just like that. And one of the issues is the baha, sir, right here in the Skina, sir, going to the main road because of from what I have observed, the topography of the area is like the farther you go away from the main road is the higher the elevation gain. So like more water are focused here, and since it's still a province, a developing city, like what sila ka develop, what sila ka keep track of develops a sewage system. Like there's only a few, especially here in the barangay, sir.
Just a quick note, I realized na some of the informal settlements, because the way we do surveys, we hand out a form. And then if they can't read or write, they might not be able to be kanang counted in the survey. So there's a chance na kaning increase of population is not just because of informal settlers. There's really a lot of people who can read and write, at least like middle to high income are moving there. So that might be a possibility as well.
Yes, sir. It's not only in our barangay that has traffic congestion, also in our main road, sir, because there's like two different barangays occupying the main road. Since in the Philippines we only have a few main roads, so two of these both barangays are occupying this to go to the cities or for opportunities like that. That's all, sir.
Okay. Very good. So just a quick note on parking. I think parking needs to be on. I'll make it. I'll put it in your canvas na lang
Okay, sir.
because we're running out of time. Next, thank you for that, Lizer. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So next we have Emmanuel Montablan.
Wait, sir.
Sige, no problem. So focus on your kanyang issues and just like very quickly, 1 minute lang to describe what's going on in the site. Well, let's focus more on the problems because that's what I'm really interested in.
Makita ra, sir?
Sige, yes. So Kasambagan. Oh, this looks amazing.
Okay. The issues I noticed in our barangay Kasambagan is the traffic congestion and waste management issues. First is the traffic congestion, especially here in Afkabaug Street and Po Janakan Avenue. Based from the zoning map, kay ang mga commercial na buildings sir kay like naglinya gali siya diri na road. So it was kanang greatly contributed to the traffic.
Sa southern side, southeastern side.
Yes sir. Here,
Okay.
this one. And then aside from the reason na kanang daghan siya commercial zone sir kay I think na kanang ang nakakontribute sa traffic sir kay it was a border between Mandawi City and Cebu City kay most kanang private cars kay diri man magi na sa F. Cabahog Street sir in going to Mandawi.
Mhm.
And then aside from that kay ang vicinity sa barangay is kanang dool lang siya sa SM and Ayala and IT Park sir. Diri kay padulong sa Ayala and here kay padulong SM sir.
Mhm.
Then the second issue na akong na-notice sir kay about the waste management issue, I observed na mostly ang issue na ma-happen ana sir kay kanang kung asa na-locate ang mga informal settlers which is the here sa kanang the river side. The river is actually Subang Dako River. Kanang like na border lang sa diri sir. Mana na parts yes sir na. Ang kani diri na area kay mostly kanang murag na extend na sa from the land sir na murag kanang ni si tawagan overhang na sila padong sa river sir ba.
Then sa setback sa river.
Yeah, then I observed na last year kay na project ang Barangay Subang Dako na clean up project ani na river sir but kanang pagbalik ako kanang like nagyan lang ako sir ba kay like wala ga siya na maintain sir sa kuan ang kanidring ang river. So yeah, that's the issue na kanang marag wala kay na overlook sa barangay namo sir.
So they're building like on top of the river na.
Oh yes sir.
Something like that. Okay, very good. So
Yes, sir.
I'll note that the river
Oops.
of the river. Okay, so like I'll make a compilation of all our like issues. Let's see. Next we have Jessa, or is it Hessa? Hessa Hore.
Jessa, sir.
Sige, go.
Wait, sir.
No problem.
Initials? Wait, ako na.
Yep, it is showing.
So the barangay I've chosen, sir, is Barangay Sudlunan from Bugu City, Cebu. So at first glance, you can easily see that the areas are mostly residential. And then the issue that I've only seen here is that improper parking. And looking at it in a bird's eye view, it explains why there is improper parking. It's because having majority of the area as residential and more or less are clustered to each other, as seen in here, results in having less space for parking. Thus, it results in parking their vehicles on the road. And more na siya, sir.
Okay. Quick question. Do you think it would be better if the architecture, the houses themselves, have enough parking for the vehicles versus increasing road width para mo accommodates a vehicle parking sa street?
I think
Okay, there's no. I just curious na ko. Doesn't matter.
Road width, sir, kay ang uban kay kanang dili pud taga dira good, sir. Like mo spark lang sila, sir, ba kay dool diri kay na may church Then
Mm.
usahay kay, especially if like kanang mga naay sa naay occasions kay like daghan kinang mag-park sir, maglinya ang mga
Ang church
yeah,
as in gawas or gid sa inyong border?
like na siya here sir ay
Lower pa gid eh. So
lower
wala
pa.
kay institutional buildings in one site?
Wala sir.
Wala. So mostly residential and kaning mga small commercial areas, are these like kanang sari-sari stores na type?
Yeah, sorry then hardware. This here
Ah,
kay more or less motorcycles parts, car car parts like that sir.
okay. Asa dapit usually ang mag-park sa Dan?
Here sir ay.
Yeah, sa southern part.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. I just needed to get that on record so we can look at it later. Thank you, Jessa. Also, I appreciate that you made it short.
Okay sir.
Sige, next we have Uvalios Carrie.
Okay, I'll share my screen.
Sige.
Um, wait. Okay. Is it sharing? Oh, there.
Yeah, so Cherry.
So, this is in Barangay Banilad, sir, like, Cebu City.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I live in Maria Luisa. So, like, this is like a zoom in lang of like the zoning. Kay I noticed like this is where it's usually um very like congested with traffic, and then there's so
Mm-hmm.
many commercial spaces like they're all lined up. But then there are also like informal settlers,
Mm-hmm.
and one of like the issues of Maria Luisa is that like there was like a gate that was open where outsiders could walk through like towards Barangay Apas, and it was like at the end of our street. So there are like illegal settlers like around Maria Luisa, like in this area. Like, but then
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure because like that's already kind of like outside Barangay Banilad. But yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
then towards this area kay um it's really congested with traffic because this is already going towards Bright Academy and
Especially
USCTC.
there's a flyover, di ba?
Yeah, yeah. The flyover is like right over here. And
Mm.
then BTC is also here. So there's like a lot of like commercial spaces, and like it's just all lined up good from Marluisa
Mm.
to towards like USCTC. So that's what causes like most of the issues. And then what else? Like there's also like water shortage, but then there's like a deep well in Maria Luisa, but then I think it's only like for like Maria Luisa residences. But we also have MCWD, but then there are times Jude Namarag, if there's like renovation kay they tell us to like save water or stuff like that. And
So,
then
nowadays na wala
yeah.
mo running water sa balay?
Yeah, I wouldn't say days. Like it doesn't happen very often, but it has happened like a couple times now in the few years now I've lived here.
Okay. Okay, I
Yeah,
have a
and
friend
then
in Guadalupe na I think
mm,
like from 8 a.m. to like 8 p.m. walay tubig. So,
yeah,
that could be a thing.
and kanang koan said sir like the increasing number of vehicles, because like
Mm.
I think Marley is just like it's such a big space, but and then like more and more like families come settle here, so then there are more like family like the homeowners of Marluisa, like their kids get married and then they find another place in Marluisa, and then like it just like the population in our villages, I mean our yeah our subdivisions like getting bigger, so then it's so traffic like from our street, like from Marluisa like here up to the flyover. It's like very traffic na gyud kay
Mm.
there's so many people coming out of the village. And um also improper disposal of garbage. I wouldn't say like I can't really tell one good like if like outside I like inside Merluisa kay there's like a schedule, but like I noticed like outside like it's very kanang like dirty, but like people just throw their trash, and then there's
Mm.
kanang mga vendors said like kanang they're not like they're just like they sell like vegetables lang, and then they pack up at night, and then like they just settle there like koan ba like indefinitely, and then some days wala, and then I think sometimes they just leave their plastics and stuff. So
Mm.
yeah, That's mostly the
Okay.
issue of.
Sige, good.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for that. I wasn't aware about the informal settlers part. I'm familiar with that area because I used to
Mm.
work for a client who lived there.
Ah,
Anyway,
I,
next.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay na. Next time. Pasata next time. Let's see. Next, just to get through everyone, we have um, Bakol Wayne. Is Wayne
Yes,
here?
sir. Hi, sir.
Sige. Okay, Wayne, please share your screen. Or if you can't, I can share for you.
I'll share lang, sir.
Sige. So the only other people, five more people we have to get through is Kiana Kalumpang. Carson, I think, is excused because like he has a family matter.
Hi, sir.
Uh,
I'm here na, sir.
you're here? Okay,
Yeah,
Raka?
yeah. Okay na,
Are you
sir.
sure?
Yeah.
Sige. Carson and then Francis Artache, Mariel Ababon, and Uy Makela. So those are the only people. Wait, let me share my screen. Very quickly lang. Oops, where'd it go? So kanilang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people for tonight, and then those who are not in this group, you are free to go. But I really want to get through as many people as possible. Sige. So kanilang 5 for tonight. Okay, go ahead, Wayne.
Makita ra, sir, ang screen.
Yes, magitara.
Ah, so ang sir, may barangay sir is Tumulog, which is under Talisay City, kanang near sa SRP gani, sir. This part is SRP. And the problem here in our barangay, sir, mostly is traffic because kanang ang kilid usually sa sir baka yung mga commercial gani, sir. And then ang road, sir, kay grabe jud ka kanang huot, sir ba, plus napay kuan, sir, kanang tricycle mga ingana, then mga private na cars nya mo mix sa ang kuan, sir, mo kuan sa, sir ba, mix ang mga people sa daan, so grabe jud ka hot mo ang problem here, sir. And then other problem is flood kay diri dapita, sir. Makita ra ang cursor sa mouse, sir.
Makita ra. Sa to dapit?
Diri kay river man ni, sir.
Okay, sa northwest side. Okay.
Yeah, ang river kay mulahos diri sa dagat kini sa kanang sa Talisay na, sir. Yeah, and if mag-kuan, sir, kanang heavy rain kay mo baha jud siya, sir. Dili lang sad kay diri sa among barangay, sir, especially Tabundok, sir. Grabe jud ang baha diri. And
Okay.
kuan, sir. And here's sir kay ang kuan kanang yang population kanang growth sa Dumlog from kanang kuan, sir.
It's
Kanang
all plus, di ba? Is that +4? What is that? Sa May, sa 2020?
here, sir,
Pila na ang growth rate?
4.28, sir.
Is that plus or minus? Di ko kita.
Plus, sir.
Plus, we have 4.28. And just reminding everyone, the national average is about 1 or 2. So it's growing twice as fast than everywhere, like most everywhere else in the Philippines. Okay. Unsa ni klase mga residences there, mga subdivisions or
Ay, dili, sir, kanang dili tanan subdivision, sir.
unsa man? Kanang single detached
Oh yeah, may ana, sir, single detached.
pero kuan dili gated.
Dili diri na part, sir, kay mo dyan yung matawag na subdivision. I think ano, sir, ay Camellia. Kanang diri kini jud whole yellow, sir. Camellia ta po.
Dako gyud kay siya. Muna siguro mo ni-increase ang population pud. So is that new? New na siya na project?
Ay dugay na, sir.
Dugay na siya dia. Okay. Sige. Thank you for that. So sorry we can't stay as long. We'll go through everyone like I'll give you more details in one Canvas page. Okay, thank you for that, Wayne.
Thank you, sir.
Next we have Kalumpang. Kiana.
Good evening, sir.
Evening. Okay. So common to everyone tonight so far, traffic congestion and flooding. So that's why it's very important. Yes, makita ra. That's why it's very important in your architecture that we put flooding mitigation like stormwater drainage, septic tanks, and then proper kaning parking. If much, some people would say, like Sir Alinio would say, na more we should provide more than what's kanang required because of just so much cars in Cebu City. Anyway, go ahead, Kiana.
Okay, sir. So this is I chose like the barangay Tabunok in Talisay since sa akong barangay sir is kanang mostly residential residency so wala kay ko ma kanang kuan diri sa amoa. So
Discuss.
yeah, ma-discuss. So here sir, barangay Tabunok is like parang heart of Talisay since like all of like most of the business establishments are located here. Yeah. So I muna siya ang mga commercial spaces sir. So all of them are kanang ni kuan jud sila sa main road which is the Cebu South Road. And then going there I kanang move away from that is that mostly is residential na siya. And then nakita pud nako na most like not 100% pero like daghan jud ang informal settlers po diri sir sa area like here yeah somewhere kaning nga parts is kanang subdivision yeah mga private houses na but like scattered all over po na po yung mga informal settlers. And then
How much do you think ang informal settlers sa nila map nimo pila ka percentage kang informal settlers?
siguro sir mga nasa 30 to 40 siguro sir.
Uda ko po.
Oo.
A little
Like,
bit less than half.
yes sir. Yeah. So this part man siya ang like anang wide ang kwan niya sir since this is like the public market na part sa city. Yeah, most people come here jud like kanang mangumpra yan na. So like this part of the city jud sir is mostly traffic sa jud diri. And then kani kes this is like the only the big mall in Talisay which is Quezano. Then yeah, and then new mall here and then other establishments good.
Okay,
And
good.
then yeah. And then
sige.
ang problem there sir is the main problem jud is flooding jud sir. Kani nga road since diba like this is going to the south and this is going to Cebu City this part so when it rains sir like murag dili heavy jud kaayo pero like medium kuan girl sa rain sir kay mo start dayon og kanang baha diri dapita.
Sa major thoroughfares.
Yeah, when
Okay.
it's really heavy kay grabe jud sir like maabot ko sa tuhod or sa waist ang baha. But
So naagid ka sa kanang valley na area, diha mo paduotan ng tubig.
mura sir like tungod sa drainage sir like kanang dili jud siya deep bitaw. But they're making an effort na pod sir to clean out all the kanang drainage kan there is sa city sir.
Sige. Traffic di kay problem?
Traffic po diri jud sir like I said katong diri sa market yeah most people come here jud and then mga private vehicles yeah
Sige.
gamay ra kay ang parkinganan sir so wala siya
Okay.
traffic jud sa diri.
Sige, good.
Yes
Good
sir.
job. Next,
Thank
we
you,
need to
sir.
go. Thank you for that, Kiana. Carson.
Wait.
Hi, sir. I will
Sige.
share my screen.
So just focus on the kanang problems because I'm really kanang trying to tabulate what are the common problems, at least ato ang areas here.
Okay, sir. So, can you see my screen, sir?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the whole project, but I'll zoom into the map. So this is Barangay Tisa, sir, and just like the others, most of the problems here include traffic congestion and but the most striking problem is really the population density here, sir, because you can see it's 19,443 per square kilometers. That's families per square kilometers. So you can see it said with the way the map is colored. Most of it, maybe even more than half of it, is residential, and that takes up all of the lowlands in Barangay Tisa, because the green parts here, that's already the highlands of Barangay Tisa. And even in the highlands, you already see there are families already living there.
Mm.
So maybe in the future, more families Pagyud will build the residences there, because uso na bi ang mga nasa highlands karon.
Yeah, you can tell by the road patterns that those are subdivisions.
Yes, sir. There's a lot of subdivisions, said sir, and sudlunon said ang most of them, said sir. And there are a lot of said of informal settlers. So
Mhm.
that's the gist of it, na, sir.
Ang commercial areas ninyo, is it the two-story or like three-story or just small single-story ones?
There's just the most common mga commercials, such as like mga Gaisano, and then mga few malls here and there, and then most of the stores are near the main road, sir, as you can see
Mm.
here. And then there's a lot of food establishments, such as mga halo-halo nga stores, mga siomai sa tisa, yan na.
Okay, good, good. Sige, thank you for that, Carson.
Thank you,
I won't
sir.
take up too much of your time. Next, we have, oh, excuse me, Frances Artache. Arteche.
Sir, sir,
Yes.
I wanted to ask if I could resubmit on the sir, but I can present now, sir.
Oh, yeah, you
I
can resubmit because I
because
didn't get to check pa man.
because I wasn't here pag announce mo sa instructions, I kind of misunderstood and used the Cebu City zoning map. But my answer is still
Ah,
applicable to Talamban.
yeah, okay. Sige, no problem.
Okay, I'll resubmit lang, sir.
Sige, so
Um,
after Frances, it's Mariel Ababon and Michaela Uy. Michaela Uy. Okay. Those are the last three, and then we can end the session.
okay, so um, even though like the map isn't there, I've lived in Talamban for a very long time, and to my understanding, you do as well, sir. So I think you can relate to the issues.
Mhm.
So a couple of the biggest issues I've been experiencing lately are the traffic, the flooding during storms, and the lack of proper waste disposal. Like especially going to USC and it's raining, there's like this portion, like the Jonas Borsas portion, that really floods during storms. And
Mm.
pre-pandemic, the traffic was really bad. And then
Unsay name sa imong barangay or area?
Talamban,
Talamban. Okay.
yeah. Especially going so yeah, and you can see like there's this certain house like outside subdivisions, you can really see the trash. Like it really builds up at the end of the day to the point where it reaches the
Mm.
road. na dyan. So
Mm.
those are three of the problems that I found were the biggest in Talamban. And um, when you like residential, commercial, institution wise, I think there are a lot of residential areas and commercial areas in Talamban, like residential, there's like Sunny Hills and Maryville and Pristina, and
Mm.
commercial, you have like Gaisano Grand and a lot of other like small stores beside the road. So, with this information, coupled with the constant population growth that Talaban at Cebu experiences, it makes sense that Talamban would have traffic and an increase in garbage production every day. Because
Mm.
more people means more residences, which also means more cars and garbage production. And then you also add that to the roads. There are like a lot of tiny roads here. So,
Mm.
so obviously it'll be like really traffic. I
Yes.
also noticed that this area in general doesn't have like a lot of open space. Like it doesn't have a park, which might, which might like not, which might result in not having enough unpaved areas for the rainwater runoff. And
That's
then
exactly
coupled
what's
with the
happening.
lack of proper drainage and waste disposal, like the trash like blocks the drainage, which causes
Mm.
flooding. So I think all of this
Yes.
explains the many
Okay.
problems that the Lamban experiences.
Sige. Just one last question. Do you have like a section like showing the growth rate of Talamban area? Just the graph, no?
Yeah, this one.
Pila ang
Yeah, this is a
percentage
graph.
sa Talamban?
Um, I'm, I'm not sure, sir. I just have the numbers like from
Okay.
2015 to 2022.
So
It
since you're resubmitting, i-add na lang pod. You go to philatlas.com. philippineatlas.com. It will give you the percentages, like if it's increasing or decreasing. It looks like it's increasing, but at a lower rate. Okay, the curve is like going flat na near 2020.
Okay, sir. I'll include the percentages.
Yeah, you can just change that.
Philatlas.com.
Yeah, philatlas.com. I'll send you a link on your canvas or like just messenger even. Okay, thank you for
Oh,
that, Francis.
thank you,
No.
sir. When should I resubmit before Friday?
Uh, okay, before Friday. Today's Wednesday. Yeah, before Friday. Try to submit by tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sige. Next, we have Mariel Ababon.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good
I'll share my
evening.
screen. Can you see my screen, sir?
Hang on. Oops. Yes, it's there. Barangay. How do you pronounce that? Kiyot?
Kiyot, sir.
Dili cute.
Cute, sir. Yes. Okay,
Okay.
so this is Barangay Kiyot. This is a very small barangay, and usually it's an unknown barangay, sir, if you ask people, because it's being sandwiched by a lot of bigger barangays and more known barangays. So at its north, sir, there is Santa Princesa, and at its east there is Mambaling and Basak, and to its south, sir, and it's Pardo. So it's usually like people like refer to Kiyot as part of Pardo, sir, but Kiyot is a different barangay, jud, sir. So
Mm.
as of 2020, we are currently 27,000 people, and the growth rate, sir, is 3.11%, despite being
That's
very
huge.
small. And as you can see here in the zoning map, sir, most of the areas are just mountains, sir, terrains, sir. And here is like the figure of how the terrain looks like. And then the problems that we are facing in the barangay, sir, is flooding, poor road quality, pedestrians and parking, and lack of terminals, electric poles, and pollution, sir. So for the flooding, sir, kay, it's kind of expected that it's gonna flood, jud, sir, kay, given that the terrain, sir, kay, it's going down, sir. So these areas where the residential is flood, kay, all the water from the mountains kay, go towards there, sir. And then usually kay ang ma-affected jud sa kani, sir, kay ang Basak, sir, which is like at the east of Barangay Kiyot, sir. And
Mm.
next is the poor road quality, since again this is like marag unknown siya na barangay, sir, so the roads are very small, and then mapunan pa jud like pedestrians, there's no pedestrian like kanang sidewalks jud, sir. So people like living in the residential areas, which are most commonly like informal settlers sa jud, sir, kay they tend to like walk on the streets, sir, like they own the road, sir. So that's why vehicles passing through, sir, like given a small ang road, and then napay mga tao maglako-lako sa kilid, plus there are people who have cars but they do not own parking spaces or park their cars on the side of the road. So there's really a problem with like how the road is going to be accessed, but there's no traffic in the problems there, because since there is like the main road man gyud in the Basak side, sir. But still, if like as a resident of this barangay, it's very hard to like be very cautious with the people and the things around, sir, nga dili ka makabangga or makasaghid og tao, sir. And
So
next, sir,
narrow ang main road or
yes,
wider
sir.
than the rest?
It's kind of the same, sir, like just two cars, one lane.
Two lanes.
Yes,
Ah.
2 lanes, sir. And then in terms of terminals pod, sir, kay as I've said, like there's really no development here. Like you can see all the red boxes are just all like commercial areas, bakeries, or like and then the blue boxes are schools. So it's mostly residential, and majority are informal settlers. And so there are a lot of motorcycles like parking on the road, the pasahero, etc. And then also the electrical posts are like there are more spaghetti wirings na siya, sir. Like, I
Mm.
think this is caused by, like, I think a majority of the people are na, kana bitong si tawag ana, murag mo override ra sa what exists, sir. Murag dili gid siya,
Mutapla sila, mas madili
yeah,
pwede.
yeah, kailan na ko mo na ang natabo, sir. And pollution, sir, because like concentrated kayo ang people in this area, and then I'm not very sure gani, sir, that nga in this green areas, I think there are still people living there, but like few lang, because like in my area, sir, like I kind of live in this side, sir, but then supposedly my house is the last house on there, but then ma-confuse ka, sir, kay dagang kayo tao manggawas sa wall sa kilid, so like murag napag yun di ay like
Napay balay. Mm.
yeah, a lot of people living behind it, sir. So yeah, so that
Sige.
explains a lot. Okay, more to sir for Guadalupe, sir.
Yes, I was about to say it's already 6:25. We'll have 5 more minutes for one more person. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mariel, Michaela Uy, are you here?
Yes, sir.
All right. Lucky last student of the night. Go ahead, share your screen if you can.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Guadalupe. So this is the most populous barangay in, I think, almost all of Central Visayas.
Yeah, okay, sir. So what I noticed the issues here was traffic congestions along the main road, which is this one and this one. And then also I think overcrowding or like overpopulation, and like we have I think garbage collection problems. So those are like the three I noticed. So as you can see in the like zoning map, it's full of yellow. So it's very much a residential zone. And aside from like yellow, you can also see that there are a lot of mga smaller road networks. And because of those road networks, I think that it makes it hard for mga garbage trucks to like go to each place and like collect stuff. Like especially in my area, sir, we have like in here, sir, we have like it's an unofficial dump site. Like people dump their garbage there, and like it smells sad, sir. So what like the government did was they provided mga I think 6 garbage bins for like the people, but it still gets overpiled, and then it doesn't get collected that much. And then I think what leads to like the traffic congestion is like since there are a lot of people here now, which means lots of people are traveling to Mandaue, Mactan for work, and like mga students and then overcrowding. This part na, sir, here is the mountain, sir, is going to the mountain na, and since like we're overcrowded now, some of the people are already like building up here. Kani, sir, is Monterrazas, so like yeah, people are building up there. And then I heard from one of my classmates now another problem was flooding, which I didn't know there was flooding, because in my area I didn't really experience it, but I think a cause of that was Monterrazas. And
yes, flooding is directly kanang like going southeast of Monterrazas, that road there.
Yes, sir.
So like flooding there.
My dad and I like wanted to like check out Monterrazas, so like we drove up there, and then along this side, sir, we noticed mga the pipes that they used, and then my dad commented na it was like the diameter is like really small to like accommodate the downward water flow. So yeah, I think that's basically what causes. So, and then what I noticed was that the mga commercial spaces were just along the main road na. I think that's because for easier access na. That's all, sir.
Okay, good. So what kind of are there like office buildings in these area, or just like kanang small sari-sari stores like 7-Elevens usually, diba? I think there's a Jollibee here too.
Yes, there's somewhere here, sir. Wala kayo mga office spaces. The commercial spaces are like kind of mixed developed now. Like the ground floor is the commercial space, and the second and third floor are mga like apartments or inns, anak na, sir.
Okay, thank you for that. So it's 6:29. I'm compiling your like research data over here, and then hopefully by the end of next week, Monday, We will have like a cool like list of seeing like what are the different problems of each of the barangays, growth rates, etc. So thank you for attending. I'll stop recording here, and I will see you guys on